Assalamualaikum. My name is Zaid Masagos. I'm the head of Aman Amanah Advisory Group with Financial Alliance Islamic Wealth Advisory. I've been with Financial Alliance for the past 11th year, but in this financial industry, I'm already in my 24th year. Along with me is Surina.
Assalamualaikum. I am Surina Zakaria. I'm a senior consultant with Financial Alliance, and I'm also in the group of Aman Amanah with Zaid as my head. I've been in this industry for 5 years.
Surina, can Muslims use trust? And how can this be aligned with Islamic principles?
So before answering this question, we must first address the limitation and challenges that Islamic will has actually. So this Islamic will or Wasiat as we know it, okay, it is one of the estate planning instruments that Muslims generally use. However, the execution of the will after the death of the testator, okay, still face two challenges and one limitation. The first challenge, okay, there could be disputes among us, okay. The secondly, it is the issue with regards to the executor, okay. In the event that there is an executor who lacks integrity and may prolong the process, so this could be at the detriment of the beneficiaries. And the limitation that we're talking about is the fact that with an Islamic will, you can only give up to 1/3 of the asset to non-farid heirs or beneficiary. So that's the limitation with regards to Islamic will. So due to the challenges and the limitation, that is why setting up a trust is a more foolproof and is actually much better with regards to estate planning distribution for Muslims. So answering the question, can Muslims use trust? Trusts are actually acceptable, okay, tools for Muslims to use. Do you know that actually Islamic trust, or what we know as wakaf, okay, so it has been used in the Islamic tradition for many years, for centuries, right? So and if it can be structured to comply and Sharia principles, it is basically fine. All right, so trust can be a valuable part of estate planning, okay, when used with the intention to take care of family members or for charity or philanthropic purposes. So this aligns with the accountability concept, okay, with regards to wealth in Islam, whereby as individuals we are answerable to God, okay, how we spend our wealth and how we distribute it. Okay, right? So that's why basically, yes, as Muslims, we can use trust, okay, as an instrument in our estate planning, estate distribution.
So can I say there's misconceptions about trust in Islam?
Yes, okay, there are indeed misconceptions with regards to trust. Okay, first and foremost, there must not be any ill intention of blocking farid heirs unnecessarily. So this is very important.
Okay, so what Surina just mentioned is what's commonly known as the testamentary trust, whereby people actually, in the conventional point of view, or the wills, not the wasiat, people set the trust so that they can override or come over or state specifically to the non-beneficiaries or the rightful heirs. And they put it as such that in the Islamic point of view, as what Surina just now mentioned, you cannot block the beneficiaries or the rightful heirs. In the Islamic term, faraid. Then comes the term, another type of trust called living trust. Living trust is set on when we are still alive and not with the intention of blocking faraid or the rightful heirs. Meaning, as long as it is not with the intention of blocking the rightful heirs, inshallah, no problem. But not testamentary. Living trust can. So I would like to share one of the thing is whereby, for example, if you have a special need kid, okay, a special need dependent. Sometimes you don't have to be a kid. A dependent can be sister, can be auntie, can be daughter, son, wife, but it's special need. whatever condition happens before, since birth, or during the lifetime, now the person with the assets feels that if he or she passes on, who will take care of this special need dependent? The one of the best way to actually address this would be setting up a living trust, addressing it carefully, stating that they need it, whereby even if the rightful heirs see this, saw the flow, understand it fully. And anyway, it's done during when a person's lifetime living, not passes on. Because wasiat will be executed once the person passes on. Okay, so this is done before the person passes on, already set aside, intention is already meant for that, to take care of the livelihood of the special need person.
So may I add something? So that is the difference between testamentary trust and living trust. So living trust, you do everything, you set up and you actually already give the beneficial ownership to the beneficiaries. All right, through the trustee taking care. However, with regards to testamentary trust, it is as if you are dictating from the grave. That means like what Zaid has mentioned just now. Okay, so that one is haram for Muslims. If you have that trust, or rather if it is it's basically null and void. So to sum up, for testamentary trust, it's forbidden for Muslims, but living trust is perfectly fine. Okay, it is no issue, and you actually give away already when you are still alive.
To add on, there is one more scenario. Very young dependent with aging parents. Say for example myself, my late mom gave birth to me when she was 40 and I was just a baby. So assuming that if let's say she passes on, that I'm not even reached my teenage years, I'm still like a single digit baby. The money that is received by who? Who takes care? Who's going to provide and distribute the money to me until I reach adulthood? If we go like say insurance method, you just get the lump sum. But who's going to help to take care with regards to the receiving of the money eventually, gradually, arranged correctly? Okay, so the trust is actually the answer. Trust is the answer for this particular scenario. If you have a very young dependent and yourself are aging, so the risk is actually very high without considering trust to help this money to be received, distributed accordingly from young age to adulthood. Take for example when we want to talk about intentionally block faraid, which is forbidden and haram in Islam. Okay, say take for example you have one son and then 4 daughters. I have a case before. I met the mother, and the mother also mentioned that I only want to give the 4 daughters all equally, but do not want to give the son. Okay, cannot. So in Islam, it's not allowed. It's not possible, and then it's haram, whereby they intentionally want to block. Now I add on this another scenario whereby same family actually told me why. So the son repeatedly entered prison, come out few months, 3 months later, came back again. Sure got new issue one. And the 4 daughters are the one who have been taking care of her. Okay, so then if let's say we consider that part, we can set a trust but not fully block, but the trust to let the 4 daughters have how much, and the son still have because it's faraid, but it is set while you are living in that intention and not to intentionally block.
Okay, you cannot have the intention to block unnecessarily. So in this case, there is a reason because of the bad character of the son, whereby one feels that it becomes necessary because the money will be splashed on, spent like that.
Yeah.
So that's why for the protection of the wealth. Okay, so in a way, it is also good intention, but we still would advise you don't block totally like that. Okay, so with regards to certain properties maybe or assets, you can nominate how you want to nominate with the hibah intention. With regards to other assets that whereby you can create a trust, you create that trust, and then you see how best you can actually give to your beloved, to your children. Yeah, so that is with regards to his scenario lah. I mean, that kind of individual. So another case study that I was actually telling you about, it's not having sons. So daughters will get 2/3. The rest, let's say if there's no other family members, then the uncles will get. So of course the family, or rather the parent, would want to give to the daughters, right? Because uncles also maybe lost contact and really not close anymore. Yeah, so well, with this creating a trust, you can actually put more assets there. All right, so yeah, then you can actually give to your daughter. All right, so maybe if I were to give an example, your CPF perhaps you can nominate to your daughters, right? And then any joint savings account you can create also. So these are actually, we are talking here about not trust, but what do you call it, other instruments for estate distribution allowed in Islam for Muslims here in Singapore. Yeah, but trust definitely can play a more important role if you have such situations lah.
Here we are, working very closely together with Metis, whereby in order to actually help and address the limitations and challenges with regards to the wasiat itself, and also a person's condition and situation accordingly aligned with the Islamic principles, you can actually put in your wasiat, CPF nominations, insurance, and place into the trust to help answer and give the solutions to the conditions and situation aligned with Islamic principles.
So to sum up, trust is actually a very valuable tool that can be used for Muslims. So we really hope that you can find out more about it, because not many Muslims are actually aware that this is a tool that they can use to, again, like I said, ring fence, or you want to say foolproof, whatever that you have planned together with your wasiat or Islamic will. So actually we are having periodically workshops, right? So do look up for the classes, the live classes called Trust in Islam on YouTube.
Thank you for having us. We hope our collaboration with Metis will help the Muslim community.